Thanks, Jeremy. Okay, see ya.
Tonight, York Region has upheld a new shopping bylaw despite opposition from Labour. The new subway extension of Vaughan opens on Sunday, and Brampton Council are the new owners of a golf club. Chances of flurries, Pearson +3, Newmarket +4. This update is brought to you by Frank Catola, 148.ca. Would-be famous quotes, potentially inspiring words at 148.ca/Frank. I'm full of pong on 20th anniversary SRN1. Now here's Ray and Mike with North American Harness Update on SRN1.
The starter has called the field to the gate.
And Rod, don't forget Rod.
This field is in motion and approaching the start. And they're off. And it's a battle into the first turn for control. The battle continues by the half and approaching the far turn. Stride for stride past the three-quarter pole and approaching the top of the stretch. And as they hit the top of the stretch, it's Mission Brief, foiled again, Muscle Hill, Captain Treacherous, and Vegas Vacation, Lucky Jim, a rock and roll dance, be a magician, Sebastian K approaches the line, Guccio is coming late, and as they hit the wire, it's too close to call.
Now here's North American Harness Update on SRN1.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, knit another bun. If that bun has sesame, then we'll be having a grill out. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of North American Harness Update. This time with me, as it is most weeks, Ray Catolo, except last week. Last week it was not with Ray Catolo. Ray Catolo was not present. However, I am joined by the two people that were present last week and are again present this week, if you can keep track of that, Mike Prebozy and Rod Allums Jr., and I'm also on video right now, as I keep forgetting to remember. I am currently... We're live on Periscope on NAHU Picks. However, the title of the stream is still for
I'm editing!
Open House.
Why am I so loud on your feet?
Rod has the first AV, Navy? Rod wasn't in the Navy.
He might have been.
What do you do in the Navy? What did they say? You will mop up the floors in the Navy.
Updated.
And then you'll kill all the... No, you don't do that. No. Imperialism is dead. Just like all the people imperialized. But that's not for this show. That's for North American History Update, which happens later this
We ain't doing.
Tonight. What am I doing? I'm about to explain what we're doing tonight, if that's okay with you, Mr. Allums.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, tonight on the show, besides the fact that I am back, we also have handicapping, like we do a lot of weeks. And this show is a very handicapping-centric show. We're going to have live coverage of the Pick Fours from Woodbine Racetrack and Western Fair for tonight. And then in the second hour of the show, we are going to preview Saturday's Pick Four at the Meadowlands. And alongside that, after the break, leading into the second hour, so after 10 o'clock, we have part one of a three-part roundtable series with me, myself, and I. No, I couldn't book myself and I. I could book Mike Carter and Ryan Macedonia, who are also nominees for Ushua's Breakthrough Award. And we have three 20-minute clips that we're each playing on all of our shows, starting with North American Harness Update. This is part one of the three-part series. We have about a 20-minute discussion just about ourselves in harness racing and ourselves in harness racing, everything of the sort. And you can catch that again leading into the second hour at 10 o'clock, or if you're listening to the recording, just fast forward an hour. We'll probably be here. But you don't want to fast forward an hour because it's going to be a lot of fun and shenanigans they don't need to yell at you for. You should just be able to enjoy it. So that's coming up. For now, we're going to get rolling into this show, this this program, except it's not a program because nothing has been programmed or scheduled except the natural template we have, which starts with London's Pick 4. The Raceway's Pick 4 at Western Fair District is a time-honored tradition because we do it every week. And right now they are currently on their 6th race. The Pick 4 starts with race number 7. And to keep an eye on Woodbine 2, they're currently, race 5 just went off, so we're going to be coordinating that as we can. However, London's going to start first, and so we are going to start first with London. This Pick 4, again, starts with race number 7. There's no guarantee on this pool. However, it usually hits, if you round up, it hits the $10,000 mark. If you don't, it's probably like $7 or $8 grand usually spent into these pools, if I'm not mistaken.
5,000 guaranteed.
Oh, 5,000 guaranteed? Okay, don't listen to me. I am a liar. And if I just listen to my handicapping, because I don't lie then, whatever that means. So, starting with race number 7, I'm going to send it off to you, Mike, because I have your numbers written down, and you are the deepest of all of us. You go 3 deep here.
3 deep, probably because I'm going to use the one. Baron Just, who drops and gets the rail, gets Travis Henry. And this horse, I think, has a chance in this race, just with the company it's been keeping, and drawing the inside here, getting the driver change, could be aggressive early, and some of these horses have question marks. I'm also going to use the 2, Elmo Rock Bottom. Looks obvious, comes off a blowout 8-length win at Flamborough last time, but prior to that, has a lot of breaks and some goofy lines at Rito, and I don't know. I just feel like this horse can't be trusted at a very short price. And then I'm going to use the 7, Peeling Out, who dominated an open 8,500 claimer last time, but had the 3-hole. Now, I'm curious to see what happens. That time was a little bit slow that night. Can this horse get the front from the outside? Will this horse affect the 2? It's very curious. 1, 2, 7 to start.
Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum, Rod, you single in here. Explain why.
Yeah, I singled 5 here. I just think this horse is better. Last time went to Flamborough, just was, too far back, just out of it, had broken equipment. So when you look at those 2 factors, I just tossed that race. The start before, raced at Western Fair, dusted the field. It wasn't even close. This thing just drew off. And that was a 1.16 mile race. Start before that was facing way tougher, had no chance, and won 3 starts in a row previous to that. So, I think this horse is not going to be the favorite. It's probably going to be second favorite. And, 6 wins on the year. With the 2 horse, she's 2 for 22. So I'm not a big fan of that horse. That last race was good, but that was first start for Shepherd. You kind of expected the horse to do pretty well, and I just think this group's a touch different than what he faced last week. So I just think the 5 is the top play here. So I'm shortening my ticket and just singling.
I agree with you on the 5. However, I wrote down the wrong number. I put on the 3 instead of the 2. Don't know why I did that. I'm 2-5 in this race. Why did I write down the 3? Again, not sure. But I'm 2-5 here. Elmo Rock Bottom coming in off a romp. Riddle Me Miss. I agree with everything you said, Rod. That last start is just a total toss from the second tier. Drops back down to a level where she won at. 2 starts ago. I'm 2-5. I got to correct this. 2-5 for me. Next leg is race number 8. It is another race that follows race number 7. It's a Philly American Condition $15,000 claimer. A field of 7 going postward here. Scratch down to a field of 7. And Mike, again, you are the deepest of us, taking 3.
And outside here, I'm going to go 5, 6, and 8. The 5, Sierra's Rose, has had tough trips recently, and has faced better horses. Catherine B, Amazing Control, Emerald Brianna. Those are much better than these. I feel like this horse could get an aggressive drive with Stewart back on. This horse has shown speed in the past with him in the bike, so I'm interested in this one, especially since a lot of these inside ones really don't like to go very fast early. This one could end up in a pocket and
maybe trip out. The 6, Raising a Rocket, is very obvious. Has won 2 in a row from Moreau. And since getting Lasix, hard to leave off. The horse has won 10 out of 15 this year. But, has to step up in here against, horses that have been facing a little bit better, and draws outside. Likely favorite, but, can be a little bit vulnerable. And then the 8, Jen's Credit, who gets the second here, gets Carroll again, has been facing the 6, but gets a little bit of a post switch on this one. The 6 finally draws outside. And, this horse has been doing well, getting seconds and thirds, tripping out, really kind of, lacking room. I'm thinking a Blast could come here, maybe a little bit of an early spot, and hopefully can overhaul the 6. So 5, 6, and 8.
Rod, again, you single here. Again, why? Why single 2 races in a row?
Why not?
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm single to the 6 here. I think the 6 is much the best. Third start on Lasix. Moreau's got this thing sharp right now since he put her on Lasix. And, 2 starts back, come first over, and just went right by him. Is 10 for 15 on the year. Last week, had a nice setup, and that was a mile and a 16th race. That was a really fast time for a mile and a 16th. I don't see any reason why this horse can't win right back. Similar field. There's not really a lot in here, and with the 6 hole, she's gonna duck and follow some cover. She might move early, but I think she's got the perfect setup for this race, and that's why I'm singling. And shout out to Rob Harmon, who's listening. He's probably at the Meadowlands right now listening.
And that is your phone announcing the fact that I tagged you in your pick 4 graphic. For me, I'm also on the 6, Raising a Rocket. Why am I speaking like a 50s radio host? I'm on Raising a Rocket too, not because my name is Ray, her name's Ray, and we just hit it off one night. But instead, mostly what Rod said. She's coming off of 2 straight wins at this level. Did so going first over as the favorite last out. Only thing she'll have to overcome is an outside post, but she has the speed to put herself into the spot. And the other horse I used is the 2, Maddie's Credit, who went first over going a mile and a 16th last out. Might improve going a mile this time around, and should definitely improve from an inside draw. Have to go back about 4 starts to this level when she was winning as the favorite. And it also is not the favorite, but also doing so going first over. She had 2 starts against the preferred 3, seemed to be a bit over her head, and then last out just didn't have a good trip, and again, could probably benefit from the shorter mile. So the shorter mile, a mile's a mile. You can't have a shorter mile by going shorter. 2-6 for me in the second leg. Third leg of the sequence, race number 9. It's another division of the Alliance Series claiming series. And I'm going to send it off to you, Rod, to start this off, because you take all of them. Now, I see a definitive favorite with the 3, Charles Ray, in a 7. We'll scratch down to a field of 6. Do you really think that you're going to get a price out of this race?
Yeah, I do. I am not a fan of Charles Ray. He doesn't have a lot of gate speed, number 1. Number 2, he hasn't been firing, and he's been bet every start since Pat Shepard got him. He's 3 for 39 on the year. There's not horses in this race that like to win. So for me, I'm taking my chance against a 2 to 5 shot, basically. I just don't see this horse being worth that type of a play. And in this field, anybody can win, because some of these things, you don't have any breakers really. But the 3 does show breaks. The 6 shows a break. The 7 shows a break. But for the most part, these are all pretty solid gated horses. And, for me to try to say, okay, this is the one that's going to win, no. 1, it's a trotter. Anything can happen. And I'm just going to take my chances and try to go against him.
Nah, I disagree with the extent that he doesn't show speed, because that last start from post 6, he got away 3rd. That to me reads off his speed.
Right, but he's won in this type of race. He's going to have to go to the front if he's going to leave. And this horse is not a front end horse. He's got to follow for at least a half, because he's not going to be able to take any air, and that's the problem. And I'm not going to play a horse that is like that personally.
However, you will take.
Yeah, I'm still using him because I'm using all, but my preference is to have somebody else win, obviously.
And so to Mike, you're now 2 deep with the scratch of the 4 Victories Peanut. Are you as confident with the 3?
Well, I mean, I'm not in love with them, but the problem is there's the other ones look, worse, and that's a bit of a problem for me. I feel like that this horse drops, has faced a little bit better. I'm not crazy about his come home times. Does get a driver switch here though, and Shepard has driven this horse before. He's going to get a setup. I think he's going to be a little bit tough to beat. And then the 6 Burning Memories, who raced well from the 8-hole last time, made up a ton of ground. This horse has been doing okay at this level, and I feel like this horse has a chance tonight if they get a setup. So 3-6 here for me.
I'm also 3-6. I add on the 1, whose name is escaping me, but it's Ty's Little Dream. I'm surprised.
Sugar Doyle. Hey, Sugar Doyle is listening right now, and he's supposed to be announcing races at London. Sugar, what are you doing?
If Sugar just wants to broadcast this while the race is going, I'll call a race from London right now.
Yeah, rail call for him.
But Ty's Little Dreams dropping in class after a really good start against numbers of 15,000. Albeit his starts against the 8,500 claimers weren't really that astounding, but 2 starts ago parked the mile, and that might have bravened her up a bit rather, as a 4-year-old mare. So she drops back in for a claiming tag, draws the rail. If she's forwardly placed and she can show an ounce of what she showed against numbers of 15,000, she definitely has the potential
to 57 lifetime.
I could care less.
Okay.
2 for 58. She's going to be 2 for 58.
No, she will not. She will not.
Mike, I saw a horse that was 0 for 27 win as the favorite at London. I don't think it really matters. Oh, you don't? Okay, fine.
Okay, the 2 has 34 lifetime wins. The 3 has 18 lifetime wins. Some of these other horses, the 7 or the 6 has 7 lifetime wins. So does the 7. You're telling me that this horse has won 1 race is going to beat these horses? No.
I mean, she can, because all the other ones can lose. That's how it goes. I've seen it happen so many times. The final leg of this sequence is race number 10. It's a $7,000 claiming event, scratched down to a field of 8 with the 7. Write the check. I was about to say white tie check. That makes no sense. Write the check is out. So again, scratched down to a field of 8. Starting off with you, Mike. You are 2 deep. Just talk about
2 deep. The 1 Santana Sass. Perfect trip won last time at this level at 6-1. Draws the rail again. And it's a bit every other, but a lot of these other ones I feel like this horse has an advantage from a pace standpoint, from a post standpoint, and is a very likely winner again. And then let's see who else I have. I'm sorry, the 5. It's lots of fun. Who's 3rd time back for Carroll, and this horse I feel like is always right there. Had 6 wins last year, is in the money 11 out of 20 this year. I want to get a price in this pick 4, so I like the 3rd time off the layoff. If you look back, this horse has some lines that can compete in the race, so 1-5 to finish.
Rod, you're 3 deep. Why not 2 deep?
3 deep because I like the 1. Tough one. This is a every other week type of horse, but draws the rail again. Should be able to get that perfect trip once again here. The 4, he's going to be coming off the pace, and it's his first start back since September. I think the horse is good enough. It's just, is he tight enough? If he's ready, then I think he's got a big shot. If he needs a start, then I don't think he's going to be around at the wire. The 6, Lulu's Boy, probably going to be the 2nd favorite. Pat Shepard, Rob Shepard. This one is going to leave and probably be on the lead. Tough not to use this horse, but
this is. Do you think he beat the 1 to the front? Do you think he beats the 1 though, Rod, to the front?
Well, even if he doesn't, he's getting a 2-hole, and there's really not a lot in here, honestly.
Not a lot in the race.
So with Lulu's boy, I think he's going to the front or the 2-hole, either one. So either one's fine with me. I think he's going to be perfectly fine with that setup there and in either spot. So he is just. He's one of those horses that's kind of funny. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad, but that's kind of the rest of these horses too. So 1, 4, 6 for me.
When you said kind of funny, I had a chuckle. And I also had a chuckle when you said perfectly fine, because that's an oxymoron. I'm too deep here. Don't call me a moron. However, I do use OxyClean for all my tough stains.
Your underwear.
Oh, I wear underwear. That's scandalous. Oh boy. Just wait until that leaks. My underwear doesn't leak. I'm too deep. It's sad. Obvious one to use. As the running line favorite, he has speed. He's going to be put into the race, and if he's put into the race and has speed, that can only mean good things. Unless he loses, then it means awful things. Lulu's boy, I thought about using, but I'm not going to like the price, especially going a mile and a 16th, even though he won off a pocket trip last out. I don't see him having the same kind of stamina, especially with the 1 in the race. The 1 just seems miles better than the 6. Miles Davis better, even if we're going to make this into a jazz term. The only other horse I throw on for a bit of a price is the 9, Major Nature, who could possibly get into the mix if Can't Count Me Out somehow leaves from the inside, because he's shown speed every now and again from an inside post, so that could definitely put this horse into the race. Last out at Flamborough was put to the front and set the pace, which is very uncharacteristic for this guy, which makes me think that he might be live, or at the very least improving, because 2 starts ago here at London, was totally out of the mix from an outside post, tried to get put into the race, but couldn't really close, and the exact same thing happened 3 starts ago. Going a mile and a 16th, too, coming from off the pace isn't necessarily that bad of a thing. At the very least, the extra amount of ground actually helps these horses close, so Major Nature could actually be in a decent spot if he could just get off the gate or get into a position. So that's why I'm 1-9. The 9's mainly for a price, but the 1 is probably going to take it, which makes my ticket go as follows. I am 2-5 with 2-6 with 1-3-6 with 1-9. Again, that's 2-5 with 2-6 with 1-3-6 with 1-9. That's $4.80 for 20 cents. I don't know why I thought it was $2.40. Mikey Mike, what's your ticket?
1-2-7 with 5-6-8 with 3-6 with 1-5. I played for $1. It's $36.
Ron.
5 with 6 with all with 1-4-6. It's $18. I played for $1. Play it.
That's great. You guys have money.
Yeah, after the first leg, don't play it.
Wait. What? Oh yeah, you guys don't have the same numbers. Meanwhile, I can't even afford to put Cheerios on my fingers. That's the kind of destitution.
Woodbine going to the gate race 6, just letting you know, just letting everyone know.
So that means it's time to roll into Woodbine then, while we wait for the 7th at Western Fair.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad we're all in agreement, because I was going to do it anyway. Woodbine Racetrack, silly, pick 4. This is the puberty pick 4, brought to you by Chex Mix. This is the second leg of the Niagara Series. It's one division. There's 12 horses lining up, so that's going to equal loads and loads and loads of fun. At least I think so. I'm the deepest out of all of you guys, which is at the very least strange in this first leg. But this pick 4 usually picks up around 50 grand. A lot of money's bet into it. It's a great time. Everyone gets drunk and throws fireworks. It's fantastic. So starting out with you, Mike. In this leg, you are 4 deep, focusing mostly to outside horses. Talk about it.
The outside ones here are the ones that have been racing very well and raced well last week in a couple of the Niagara divisions. The 6 Nasty Rumor has been very good, has locked room 2 in a row. Waugh gets off here to get on the 7, but Cullen is more than capable, and I feel like this horse could be okay post-wise here because some of the other ones draw outside of him. He was closing on the winner last time, and he's getting good. I feel like you need to use this one, especially the price is going to be good with Waugh getting off. a must-use in here. The 7, Cloud Diva, this is where Waugh ends up. She was second last time to Jazzy Image, who isn't in the race this week. Prior to that was third. This is Moreau, Waugh, top connections. Came from Yonkers and Meadowlands. Is a little cheap, but, it's only 2 for 21. But I like, the fact that Waugh stays here and, needs to be used probably from a likely early spot. 6 and 7, I think, are going to line up after the gate. Then the outside 2, Teacher's a vet, likely favorite anyway. This is the other Moreau horse has won 2 in a row since coming up from Philly. My problem is I think the horse is vulnerable. Could have gotten picked off 2 weeks in a row and just held on to win. And, as the favorite, the horse is going to be the favorite again. I don't know how aggressive they can be from, the 10 hole here. So we'll see if the tactics change. And then the 11, Mock the Cut, who, I don't know, the horse got extremely rough gated last time when making the front. And then, ended up getting past, got to the stretch, started to come on again. I feel like something happened equipment-wise in that race. That wasn't how this horse is. Prior to that, 1 straight numbers of 3 needs to be used in here at a price. So 6, 7, 10, 11 to start the late pick 4 here.
Run! Run! Run!
I'm 4 deep. 4 deep. 3, 5, 7, 11. The 3 is Manhattan again. Last week, this horse was just way too far back. Come closing 100. Last half of 55. I thought it was a very good race. This one is pretty much a stone closer.
Right.
What's that?
That was a good race. You're right about that. This horse actually got stuck inside and had no chance. I should have put this horse on.
Yeah, he. I just think he's going to be a little bit closer tonight, and he's got a big shot, and should be a decent price anyways. The 5 Party Beach I'm using was first over last week. Gets J-Mac back. Finished third, coming first over last week. Start before that had a 10 hole, just no chance. When you look at this horse, he's kind of a hit or miss type. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. I think he's better when he's out in the flow and not jammed up on the inside. She kind of looks like one of those claustrophobic types. She just doesn't do well on the inside. The 7, Cloud Diva, for obvious reasons, this one just got beat last week, sitting up close. I think this horse is probably going to leave again. Second start for Moreau. I expect nothing less out of this horse than what I saw last week. And then the 11, Mock the Cut. Same reasons Mike said. The horse was a little funky last week, but still raced well down the stretch after I thought she kind of got her heart taken out of her around that last turn, and then she come back and she was fighting. And start before that, made a quarter move in a fast half and still hung on to win and won pretty handily. So, she's a good price play. 3, 5, 7, 11.
I agree with the 3, 7, and the 11. I do take those 3. The other 2 I add on this leg are the 1, whose name is Traces of Purple, makes her second start since shipping in from Prince Edward Island in eastern Canada. And it wasn't really a poor start she put in for her first out since late October, closing in 28 and change to finish 5th. Came only a length off the lead, gaining 6 lengths in the stretch. Draws inside, should probably be more forwardly placed because of that, and that's the case. Any kind of late bid could put her closer to the mix, and she'll definitely be a price here. The other one I throw on that is the 4 Alexa Hanover for similar reasons. Was very aggressive, first out since last racing in October over at Harris, Philadelphia. Shipped up here, and that was her first start in Canada, at least recently for the Blaze Barn. Was first over at the quarter, then made a move again around the final turn, quitting the stretch to finish 8th by 5 lengths, but was, again, aggressive enough to show that this horse is live coming into this race, and she just needs to be driven a little bit more conservatively to have a much better shot. So I'm 1, 3, 4, 7, 11 in that first leg. Second leg of this sequence, We might have time for race number 8, and ours is 6,000 last 5 trot. Pretty straightforward because we have this big class dropper with the 2 Mr. Herbie, and a lot of our tickets appear to be centered around him, except yours, Mike. You still go 4 deep in this race.
Yeah, just because I don't know, how much we can trust Mr. Herbie, even though flew home 26-4 last time against the top, ones on the ground. The horse should win the race, but I feel like there's a few other in here that you can use. The 5 Cabertoss is a horse that is a bit hidden here, has had terrible posts, and has facing decent ones, not the same as Mr. Herbie, but decent ones. The 6 Cloud9 Hanover had no chance trying to close into a race where Fearless Man dominated last time. And then the 8 Maxim Muscle woke up last time at the bottom, and has speed. This horse has some class, 26 lifetime wins. You can use that one also, 2, 5, 6, 8.
Now, before we send it off to Rod, we have the 7th from Western Fair going to gate right now. A field of 7 lining up. I'm alive to the 2 and the 5. Mike's alive to the 1, 2, 7. Rod is alive to the 5. This field of 7 swings into the stretch. This field is approaching the start. Rough gate to the inside. Fair and Just. The rest are off and pacing with Callie Magoo from the far outside, firing out, peeling out 2, then getting away 3rd comes Wesky into that first turn. 4th comes Elmo Rock Bottom to the inside of Riddle Me Miss, and Elmo Rock Bottom goes off stride as they move to the back stretch. Hooray for the winner now, 2nd to last. Fair and Just to the inside of the cone, still off stride, but pacing 5th as they move down the back stretch, led by Callie Magoo. Two in front of peeling out, sitting 2nd. 3rd then is Wesky. 4th comes Riddle Me Miss. Then it's Hooray for the winner. Fair and Just back on stride, back on the course, pacing 5th, about 8 lengths off the lead, still a long ways back to the 1-9 favorite Elmo Rock Bottom, who lost stride around the first turn. 29-2 the opening quarter as they circle the far turn first time, move to the top of the stretch. Callie Magoo leads the way over peeling out. 3rd then is Wesky. 4th comes Riddle Me Miss, beginning to edge to the outside, looking for cover as they move to that halfway point. 5th then Hooray for the winner, still 6th. Fair and Just. Elmo Rock Bottom attempting to catch the field off a 1:01 half, chasing Callie Magoo to the clubhouse turn. Out of 3rd, first over, venturing overland comes Wesky on his back. Her back, Riddle Me Miss, within 3 lengths of the lead as they move into the back stretch. Then it's back to Hooray for the winner, trotting in 5th, 6th, then Fair and Just, still a long ways back to Elmo Rock Bottom to 3/4, still in front, Callie Magoo. Wesky is stalled to the outside, 3 wide and being called upon. Riddle Me Miss, while peeling out to the insides, locked in. Hooray for the winner, stalking them 3/4 in 1, 31-3 around the final turn. It's still Callie Magoo being challenged by Wesky to the outside, 3 wide. Riddle Me Miss peeling out, looks for room to the inside as they turn for home. It's still Callie Magoo. Callie Magoo, a length in front of Wesky 2nd, peeling out, ducking to the inside. Hooray for the winner, splits horses late, but on the far outside, here's Wesky trying to get by Callie Magoo. It's Wesky getting by Callie Magoo in the final strides with peeling out 3rd, 2:03-2. Here's the irony of this situation. I never used the 3, but by mistake, if I would have kept her on, that would have worked.
How much the best was the 7? I want to know.
I don't know. It was a pocket trip, so that's really tough to...
Okay, and then jumping over them. I don't understand why he didn't pull the horse when he had the chance. I just...
Why would you pull that early?
No, but he had a chance around the final turn to get out and didn't.
Well, you said 1 for 55.
I mean, look, the 3's in the middle of the racetrack.
That was the 6, actually. 6.
No, that's the 3. I'm watching...
They just posted 6-3-7-1.
Yeah, the 6 won the race. I'm saying the 3's in the middle of the racetrack. He had a chance to get out and didn't. He tried to go inside. So, anyway.
What did we miss here with Callie Magoo?
Well, you didn't know that everyone in the 1-9 shot was going to run, for starters. The 1 ran coming out away from there, caused the 2 to run. The 7 got a perfect trip and somehow didn't have any room.
Let's see, 2nd time LASIK, 2nd
5
start
was
since
terrible.
October, shift speed.
5 was, well, no. You couldn't use that one off that last race anyway, but...
I don't know, not if you toss the race like we did. And it's not like she won a poor mile. She raced...
Let's go back to Woodbine.
All right. Over to Woodbine then with race 7 coming up in 7 minutes. Rod, we were on you for the second leg talking about Mr. Herbie as a favorite. you're too deep, including Mr. Herbie.
Yeah, I use Mr. Herbie, and for obvious reasons. I mean, he's made almost $2 million. He's a classy horse. This is the level he is kind of at now where he excels. And, he was up facing a lot tougher recently, and he just has no chance against those types anymore. So, with the drop back down to this class, I think he's got a big shot again. He beat these last time he was in with them. And then the 5, I use Cabertoss. This horse hasn't been showing much, but was facing better horses, just like the 2. This is a drop in class. Did get beat by the 3 last time, but wasn't anywhere close, and it was a slow half. Just had no chance in that last race at all. And even the week prior, no chance. The week prior to that, no chance. Was in over his head. So with the drop in class, this horse beat now winners of 13,000 5 starts back. So with a horse like this, I think if he's close enough, he's going to be dangerous, and he should be a decent price as well.
I'm too deep as well with Mr. Herbie. However, I don't use Cabertoss. Did not know about the fact that he won that numbers of 13,000. However, at the same time, I'm not necessarily impressed by his races against tougher, so I chose to go another way with the 3 Holiday Party, who's also been up against numbers of 6, but putting in a little bit of better efforts, and will also, sorry for hitting the mic, be more forwardly placed. And if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of a good place to be, especially at this point in the meet at Woodbine. 4 starts ago against numbers of 8,000, almost won wiring the field. He's much more of a stalker. Because I remember that race. I remember using him in that race and flying ISO 1 at like 15-1. But should, again, be forwardly placed, be in the right spot. If he's in the right spot, he should have the class to be able to do well against the numbers of 6,000 bunch, especially looking at the rest of this field like it's Who You Know and a bunch of these other trotters that aren't really as – they're lackluster, if anything. But that's what you get with this kind of field. So I'm 2-3 in the second leg of the sequence. Race number 9, Filly and Mare Preferred. A field of 6 going post-wed. And, you and Mike both agree with Witch Dally and LA Delight. Do you really see Witch... My question is, I did not use Witch Dally in this race. Why would you use Witch Dally if LA Delight is going to be the favorite, Witch Dally is the second favorite?
Why not? They're the only 2 horses that can win the race.
No?
Yeah, they've been 1-2 for like the last 4 weeks in a row.
But I mean, there was one horse that I specifically used because here's my logic. If LA Delight wins, Witch Dally loses. And no, I don't see Witch Dally winning this race at all because I don't think she can wire this field, especially with LA Delight in the mix. And at the same time, to the inside, Ms. Mac and Cheese has also raced well in the Preferreds. She's just had 2 rough starts where she's been locked in. And now she's going to be one of the lone speeds put out towards the front. It seems like she could get the trip here.
I don't know. I just feel like she's going the wrong way. She's, lost 2 in a row, and I don't deem that a rough trip. That trip 2 back, she had nothing. And then last time, she didn't have anything again. She was set up, and LA Delight ran right by her. At least Witch Dally is going to be in the mix early. The reason she lost last time was she had to, go a little bit too quick, that middle part of the race, and LA Delight was loaded, got perfect, got out, and just kind of flew by and ran her down. These are the only 2 horses in the race. There's no point in losing to one or the other depending on who gets the setup.
But I don't necessarily see that as regression because she's still coming in 27 and change. It just she's been locked in. She hasn't really given the opportunity.
LA Delight's won 2 out of 15. She's capable of losing to her. She lost to her 2 back, given the same circumstances.
My opinion, honestly, I think you're kind of overlooking it a little bit, Ray, just because these 2 mares on the outside have just been a touch better than the rest of them in the last month. And I thought, I used Miss Mac and Cheese last week. She didn't really fire enough for me. She didn't have enough go at the end of the mile for me to justify using her again.
If you remember last week, I told you not to use her because I didn't like her.
Yeah, she's just kind of tailing off a little bit, and with her tailing off, I think that's kind of the key for me to not use her this week. And between Witch Dolly and LA Delight, I think those two are just better than these right now.
Well, I know last week in the tickets that I gave you guys, I singled LA Delight because I don't like Witch Dolly against LA Delight, especially seeing how sharp LA Delight's getting right now.
It's the driver switch that's made all the difference.
I mean, you could say that. I don't necessarily.
My opinion.
Yeah. But again, I don't want to take the second favorite, especially if I feel like Witch Dolly is going to come up short again. Because if she comes up short again, that either means LA Delight wins or a much better price wins. And Ms. Mac and Cheese probably isn't necessarily not firing, but it just seems like she's, if she gets a pocket trip, this could be a much different race.
If I was using anything else in the race, I would use the 3.
The 3? Wisty's Paradise moving up in class?
Yes. She's getting very good. Those last 4 races are very good.
So. Seems like, well, I mean, just by judging, it seems like she's just been in the right place.
Well, she went 52 last week at 12-1.
Second over.
So, but, I mean, they weren't stopping in front of her. She came and got him.
They came in with 28-3. But all of that said, I'm still 1-6. You both are 5-6. I'm not really sure there's much more explanation behind that race. Final leg is race number 10. It's a conditioned $15,000 claiming event for fillies and mares, scratched down to a field of 9. Starting off with you, Rod. You take the all button here. Do you really have that much confidence in some of these longer shots? Because some of these longer shots seem pretty easy to toss.
I mean, I could only toss 2 horses off of my ticket, and I'm not doing that. I'm just going to hit the all button because it cost me another $3 to do that. So, to spend $3 in impossible.
Just out of curiosity, who did you toss in the race?
I was tossing the 8 and the 9.
So what do you like about the 1?
1 scratched.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
I don't like 1. I like 1 to make it to the barn first.
Great. Thanks,
Rob. But like the 2 is going to get bet here. Got beat on the front last week, and got stung the first quarter, but really had a slow middle half there. Come home in 30-1 and still got beat. So I'm not a big fan of that one. The 3, Sadwana Bay. Yeah, horse is capable, but has missed 3 weeks. So I'm not keen on that one either. The 4, Southwind Eye, another one that's going to take money. This horse sat a perfect trip last time and won. Start before that, had no chance. Start before that, had a great setup and just didn't get there. So there's a lot of suspect horses in this race. And I just think that anything can happen. Anything can happen in a race like this, where there's not one particular horse that stands out, or there's excuses for me not to use one particular horse instead of another one. So I just hit the L button.
As for you, Mike, you're 4 deep.
Using the obvious ones, the 2 Bad in Paradise start back, just missed last time, should be better. It's hard to leave the 3 off, even though the horse has missed a couple weeks because 1-2 in a row prior to that against better. Southwind Ion, was on the outside last time, did get a trip, but did go by, has 4 wins this year, and then the 10 Windsong Magnifique is claimed, 1-2 in a row prior to the claim. Last time really was sort of empty, but we'll see how the horse does for the new connections. 2, 3, 4, and 10.
As for me, I am 4, 6, and 10. The 4 Southwind Ion won here in this division She won here in this division last week. Could very well win again. Dry Creek Image makes her second start at Woodbine after some decent starts at Dayton. Her race first out at Woodbine wasn't necessarily terrible. She gained ground in the final quarter and will probably improve second out. And the 10 Windsong Magnifique is making her first start off the claim. Has shown speed in the past 2 starts ago. Was put into position from the far outside post 6 and from post 10 will probably be able to be put into play again. I am 4-6-10, which makes my ticket goes as follows. For 20 cents, 1-3-4-7-11 with 2-3 with 1-6 with 4-6-10. That's $12 for 20 cents. Mike, what's your ticket with 40 seconds?
3, 6, 7, 10, 11 with 2, 5, 6, 8, 9 with 5, 6 with 2, 3, 4, 10. Yes, I added a few.
Rod?
3, 5, 7, 11 with 2, 5 with 5, 6 with ALL. All.
Okay.
That is $18.80 for 20 cents. And I already punched.
Fantastic.
Also.
Yeah.
And they're going. They're getting ready to go.
Field of 12 lining up here. Current favorite at 2-1, the 7 Cloud Diva. Second choice at 4-1, the 3 Manhattan again. Third choice at 5-1, 5 Party Beach, and the 10 Teachers Vet.
Meh.
7th from Woodbine Racetrack in Mo, approaching the start. Often pacing, Cloud Diva from the outside fires out. Alexa Hanover's off stride. Manhattan again being put into play from the far outside. Teacher's Vet swoops up to take the lead as they pass the stands first time. Lions Princess Ruby is pacing 4th, wide of Traces of Purple, now taking the 4th spot, getting away 6th. Traffic Jam to the turn in front of Village Jamie 7th. 8th comes Mock the Cut from the 2nd tier. Party Beach is 9th. Beach God is 10th. Then it's Nasty Rumor and Catching the Field after the early break. Alexa Hanover trails 27-4 the opening quarter. Cloud Diva marching alongside Teacher's Vet to try and make front into the back stretch. 3rd then to the inside. Manhattan again being held to the inside as Teacher's Vet yields to the favorite Cloud Diva, passing 3/8. 4th comes Traces of Purple. 5th then to the inside. Lions Princess Ruby. 6th locked in. Traffic Jam as Mock the Cut ventures uncovered. 7th now into 6th, picks up cover as Traces of Purple moves wide, who flushed out Manhattan again off a 58-second half. A 30-1 breather to the far turn. Cloud Diva now challenged by Manhattan again to the far turn. Teacher's Vet to the inside is 3rd, parked out and stalled. Traces of Purple as Lions Princess Ruby gains ground to the inside. 3 wide then Mock the Cut, followed by Traffic Jam as they come on to 3/4. It's Cloud Diva holding off Manhattan again with Teacher's Vet 3rd and 1:26, top of the stretch. Cloud Diva holding the front, outside Manhattan again, diving to the inside. Teacher's Vet, then 3 wide Lions Princess Ruby into the center of the track comes Traffic Jam. Cloud Diva coming to the line 2 in front. Manhattan again 2nd. Far outside Traffic Jam. It's Cloud Diva. Cloud Diva going to take it. 2nd then looks like Traffic Jam might have just edged out Manhattan again with Party Beach in 1:55-1.
3 won a big mile.
To get the 7-5
Yeah, 3 won a big mile there.
Well, you can't give that horse that easy middle half like that and expect him not to go away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's typical wall right there. Get the front, go hide.
Teacher's Vet was also short, but she didn't really look that great last week though.
I agree. Those last 2 are suspect for sure.
Looks like 7-2-3 in that race. As we look over to London, where are they at in London?
How many minutes we got over there?
3 minutes not on the track though.
All right. We wait for results then from Woodbine. We all advance with the favorites.
Hey, advancing is half the battle.
The other half is making money, and that's probably a bigger half. So it's probably 3/4.
That wouldn't be half.
3/4 is not half, Rod.
That's what I just said. I said that wouldn't be half.
I heard would.
Wouldn't.
You would.
Knock on it. Coming up in the second hour of the show, we have, again, the 7-2-3-9. Yep. In the second hour of the show, we have the part 1 of 3-part panel between myself, Ryan Macedonio, and Michael Carter. That will be coming on right after the news with Phil Hong. And then we'll come back with more from London, Woodbine, and for Saturday's Pick 4 at the Meadowlands. 7-5 favorite Cloud Diva takes the first leg of the Pick 4 there, shifting focus to Western Fair with 2 minutes to post. They are not on track yet, I assume, though. Raisin Rockets 6-5.
Oh, but
we're not alive anymore.
By the way, our Pick 4s. Who sponsors our Pick 4s?
That would be the Often Pacing Racing app, which you're reminding me I need to check my stable.
Yeah.
The servers were down.
They're down?
They are.
What? Zips Flamingo's got a race. She's racing 1:30 at Northville.
You know exactly when your virtual horses are racing.
My server's up, and I know when Zips Flamingo's racing because she's made me 6 million coins.
That's much better than anything I've ever had. Of course, you got 5 million of those in one race, which is a whole nother story.
I mean, Zips Xavier's earned about 7 million. She's a crap mare.
I don't have $1 million to put up anything in those races anymore.
That's hard.
I got 1.4 left, only because I had 2 horses get claimed off me yesterday.
Well, somebody's been claiming, because I've had a few claimed off of me too. I wasn't too upset that they went.
Me either. Someone claimed a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old off me, so I was like, thanks.
Yeah.
But I still have #RayPride, who, by the way, won again today and has made about $75,000 in the last 5 starts.
That's pretty good.
I'm glad you informed me of that, Rod, because I was just about to ask you, out of sheer curiosity, how that horse was doing. I was so worried that you had to put him down.
Yeah, #RayPride will live forever.
Have you ever wanted to own your own championship stable, but you have no money? Me neither, but you can still do it if you have the mobile device, which costs money, but you can also emulate it off a computer. Shh. With the Often Pacing Racing app. Often Pacing Racing app allows you to enter horses you have to race. You can enter them in claimers, enter them in non-claimers, enter them in stakes races, enter them for Mexican hat dances. You can enter them in anything you could possibly imagine with the Often Pacing Racing app. And for more, we're going to send it off to my pal, Chucky Mizzou. Yeah, it's me, Chucky Mizzou. Ever since I got off racing, my life has been changed for the better. My wife came back to me, my kids respect me, and we all love horses. Thanks, Chuck. And if you want to be like Chuck, except not divorced and have kids, then download the Often Pacing Racing app. We can't guarantee that happens. However, it could possibly happen. We don't know. We're just raising hypotheticals here. You can download it on Google Play, on the Apple App Store, on those 2 things. There's no more places you can download it. You have those 2 options. Choose one or the other, or both. You can make accounts now.
And use our promo code. What else?
That's right. He always forgets.
What the hell are you? It's my turn on this, bro.
NAHU.
Use promo code NAHU 200K. That's NAHU 200K, and you will get a free. You get 200,000 coins free to start up your stable. That's NAHU 200K if you are a new player. Download Often Pacing today. I wish I had one of those lists of the stuff they have to read off for insurance reasons. Whereas many other few.
I'm just gonna say this real quick, Paulie the Pipe. Since I know you're listening, because you just commented on Facebook, we cash more tickets than them boys. Don't worry about that.
I'm more curious that there is
Is he calling us out? Is someone calling us out?
No, he's not calling us out. He told me to give a shout out to the Balmoral boys. But my Balmoral boys, I'll give a shout out to Paulie, because Paulie's a good dude. That's
Blazing a major detail here. There is a person named Polly the Pipe.
yes,
Is his family from the mob?
possibly.
Maybe it's some sort of. Maybe it,
Uh-oh, Mike cut out.
you never thought of that, did you, Ray?
You cut out, Mike.
Maybe he's a plumber. Maybe he's a plumber.
Do you know who else were plumbers? Mobsters! You know who weren't mobsters? Lobsters. And you know what lobsters weren't? Robsters. They weren't out robbing banks.
Stop with the rhyming.
Yeah. And you know who else weren't robsters? Daniel Radcliffe, yes! The esteemed actor that played Harry
Thank
Potter.
God Western Fair is here to save us here very soon. They're headed to
Thank
the gate.
God.
Thank you. Thank you, Sugar. Thank you for bailing us out.
I feel like you don't understand how much my timing has improved. It was going to end with Daniel
Are they
Radcliffe.
going to the gate?
Anywhere else.
Are they going to the gate yet?
Okay, so yes,
Yeah, they're trying to.
soon. After this race at Western Fair, we're going to be going to break, and when we come back from break, it will be part one of our three-part roundtable with myself, Ryan Macedonio, and Michael Carter. And then after that, we will have the late pick four from the Meadowlands and an update on Woodbine, as inevitably the second leg of that pick four will go off during that recorded segment. It is post time at Western Fair at the Raceway District of London, England. I see Big Ben.
No, it's not London, England.
Boom. What do you, how could it not be? I hear
It's
the
London,
clock in my head.
Ontario.
Or maybe I'm like Quentin Compson and I hear time as it drags me to my grave. That's a reference from The Sound and the Fury. They're lining up here, 6-5 on Raising a Rocket. Second choice at 5-2, the 5 Sierras Rose, and the 8 Jen's Credit. Scratch down to a field of 7-6 in line, 1 and behind as this field approaches the start. Off and pacing, stretching her legs to the front, Doucette sprints, takes the lead as they move to that first turn. Maddie's Credit, parked by Watt Makes Me Win, now ducking into third as Watt Makes Me Win takes the pocket. Fourth comes Reasonably Deniably, and then it's followed by Jen's Credit back then to Raisin a Rocket and Sierra's Rose. Opening quarter, bound in front, Doucette from What Makes Me Win second. Third comes Maddie's Credit. Fourth then is actually Jen. No, that's Reasonably Deniably. 30 and 1. Green and gray are similar. Fifth comes Jen's Credit. I was correct. Sierra's Rose is sixth. Raisin's Rocket trails the field. The even money favorite with about 8 lengths to make up as Sierra's Rose moves outside around the turn to the top of the stretch first time. Doucette, a length and a half in front. What Makes Me Win stalks second. Third to the inside. Maddie's Credit outside Reasonably Deniably moves first over in fourth. And it's back then. No, that is Jen's Credit. No, yes, Jen's Credit.
The worst call in the history of Ray.
101 for the half. They should change the colors as they move to the backstretch. Doucette in front. What Makes Me Win to the inside. Drops back outside Jen's Credit. Second over Sierra's Rose. Inside locked in Maddie's Credit. Then third over Raisin a Rocket. Reasonably Deniably dropped out in the rear. 3/4 bound. Doucette still in front. Leads by 4 and 1. 29 and 1 around the final turn. Jen's Credit second. 3 wide Sierra's Rose. What Makes Me Win still to the inside in competition. Maddie's Credit looks for room and deeper on the track. Raisin a Rocket turning for home. Doucette is 4 in front of What Makes Me Win. Outside Jen's Credit. Maddie's Credit trying to split horses late to the far outside. Sierra's Rose coming to the line. Doucette holds on by a length and a half. Jen's Credit second. What Makes Me Win third. 159 and 2. I hate gray and green on a composite screen. Hate it.
That whole first 3 ace was horrible.
4 and 8.
I don't have anything to say. I think that's enough video for us tonight.
We're going to break, and when we come back, I already told you it's coming up. Stay tuned.
And We want to thank everybody that's watched on Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, and listening on Facebook Live. We're going off on there. You can still turn it back on, 148.ca/1. Tune in there.
And you gotta click the listen live button, but we assume you can figure that out. It's break time here on North American Artist Update. Stay tuned for more live fun.